Welcome back to Digiburst, guys. We are here for more EX3 shenanigans. We have Examon on the right, played by my friend. This is the finals of locals, and I am on the left playing a little fancy deck called Dorbick OTK. Yes, please excuse this small legal move playing a red option without a red source. I guarantee you that all my eggs are red colors, so if I just flipped over that egg it wouldn't have mattered, and obviously I wouldn't have been able to play the red color, but you know, it would just prompt me to flip the egg, so you know, doesn't really matter in the end. So please excuse this in the more casual matches, especially with Dorbickmon here. So in this game I am trying just to turbo out Dorbickmon with as many security attack inherent effects as possible in order to do really clean fast damage into their security. And the search for Dorbickmon is on. I'm just trying to draw as much cards as I can, and hopefully I can get to it before they get to their Examon, because Examon is going to be a really big problem if they get to anything that has a blocker and anything that has evade, because evade is a big issue when comboed with blocker for my deck, because my only removal is destruction, and of course blocking gets in the way of doing my OTK. Really not good here, especially because I have not seen my Dorbickmon here, and he's already into his Slayermon. Slayermon will hit, unsuspend, and of course his option card, that was only one cost, will bring back a level 3 back to my hand. There's one of my Dorbickmons in my security. Go into a Quadramon, that one's got the blocker, and then into a Groundramon. Then he'll go into a DNA, counting the Groundramon as a level 6 into the Examon using the Slayermon. Putting the Breakdramon underneath, he can play the Slayermon from his hand, and he's got a very strong board here. Now, let's see what I can do. We'll go into a red booster. There's the Dorbickmon that I need. I'll go ahead and grab that card, but he's already got the Examon on the board, plus the Slayermon makes it very difficult, especially when the Slayermon can force me to attack at the start of the main phase. The Examon doesn't have that effect. It needs the inheritable from the Slayermon in order to do it, but with the Slayermon on the board, he does have that forcing attack, which is really hard for me. Hitting him with the no, decided not to go for Slayermon, instead going with the Examon. When it suspends, it can suspend the Systemon. He'll punch over the Systemon to remove it, and then trashing a card with a Breakdramon effect, hitting with the Examon, and then Slayermon going for game. I found it really risky to try to push out that Master Tyranno, because as soon as I pushed out, it was at risk of being forced to attack and then blocked, which would have been really bad for me. I make my opponent go first. I'll go into the Quadramon in the nursery, and I'll evo up into my Guilmon, and then hard play a Systemon Blunk to discard Systemon Blunk and draw 2 cards. Drawing is essentially what I'll be doing with my Dorbickmon OTK. I want to get as many cards in my hand as possible, and I want to draw the Dorbickmon as quickly as possible in order to get that plus security effect off. Hitting him with the Guilmon, I'll get 2 draws with the Guilmon and the Digimon effect. And then we can go ahead, play the hero to guarantee I'll have 3 memories so I can do a big push with my Dorbickmon next turn. He'll play an Ice War to try to prevent that, and then a Quadramon for the blocker. We'll go ahead and hatch the egg. I'm probably not going to go for the OTK this turn because I'd be paying 3 and then 2 for the hit. But I can do a lot of damage. We'll go ahead and slam that Dorbickmon. This is for 4 pieces, so it's 5 cost to play. When we delete a Digimon, we'll gain back a memory with the level 4 effect. When it deletes the eye, it will hit for 2 damage and unsuspend with the I'm messing up all the names now. Savior Huckmon. It's got a Savior Huckmon underneath it, and because I have a Systemon on board, I can unsuspend after attacking. He'll go ahead, push out his Wingdramon, and he'll fetch a Quadramon. He'll put the Quadramon back and grab the Slayer and the Dracomon passing turn, and I should just be able to push for game here. We'll go into a Delicate Plan to turn off all his options. We can swing. He has to block one of these attacks. He'll block, I'll gain back a memory, unsuspend, we'll swing again, doing 2 checks, and then the Digimon will wrap that up. We'll go into game 3. Ooh, these are some really fast and loose games. Getting to the Dorbickmon as fast as possible is what we need to be doing. He'll go Quadramon over his Vmon. This is 3 cost when not evolving over the Dracmon. I'll go into the Digimon X in my nursery and then into our red booster. We'll grab the Digimon X, not finding the Dorbick. I need to find the Dorbick and the pieces underneath the Dorbick as fast as possible. We'll go ahead and hard play that Digimon X, not giving away any of the knowledge from my hand. We'll go into a Wingdramon, and it can already go into a Slayerdramon here to force one of my attacks. The Slayerdramon has evade and blocker, which is very difficult for me to get around. He also gets the +1 security, plus 1000 DP at the if he suspends as well all turns. Hitting him with the Digimon X, he can't block this because he forced the attack. So a little bit of the rulings, I believe when he forced the attack, he can't block because he's already suspended, and the unsuspend won't trigger until after the attack goes through because of activation windows. I'm not 100% clear on it, but basically he can't block the attack because he's already suspended at that moment. He'll go ahead and run over the Digimon X. And then go into Quadramon. I didn't swing with my Digimon X that's currently on the board because I wanted to save it for when I go into a Dorbickmon, because it will be my potentially my final hit for game. We'll set up the hero so I have enough memory for the Dorbick, and we'll pass turn. He'll bring up the Groundmon. He can go for a DNA here if he's got the Examon. He'll swing, unsuspend. He'll gain the +1k, doing 13 at my security. And then he'll go into the Breakdramon passing turn. He's playing very safe here. He doesn't want to be leaving his guy suspended, so he can maintain his ability to evade, his ability to block, and of course the ability to force attacks. He goes, I'll go ahead, he doesn't force the attack, but when I swing with my Digimon, he will block it. He'll scrap one of my security when he deletes a Digimon by battle, and of course suspend my Digimon X with the Breakdramon effect. We'll Digicross into the Dorbickmon. Dorbickmon can attempt to delete a guy. I'm just trying to figure out what sources I want. I keep the Master and go for the Agumon because I know I won't be able to be doing a lot of checks here. This is 3 cost to play. Yep, just doing some quick math. Yep, 3 costs to play. We'll try to kill the Slayerdramon. It will evade, then unsuspend, and he'll gain a bunch of DP too with the eggs underneath it. We'll tap the hero and punch in the Breakdramon, so the Dorbick is 14k to be able to punch over the Breakdramon. And now I have to remove the Slayerdramon somehow, because the Slayerdramon's going to have a clean shot at my Dorbick. I'll go ahead, draw 2 with the Fireball, and then just play a system on Blanc. Not looking too good for me. I need to find a second Dorbickmon with enough sources in order to do the damage that I need to do. But if he's able to go into the Examon, that's probably going to be curtains for me. He'll Slayerdramon, punching over the Dorbick, and then unsuspending. It's got 13k when it unsuspends through the egg that's underneath it. He'll hard play the Groundramon, and now he can DNA with it too into the Examon. Examon effect will put probably the just going for a Draco to go underneath it, and a Quadramon. Probably doesn't have all the pieces to get the perfect Examon, Breakdramon underneath it, and the Slayerdramon. But this is still really good too. Forcing the attack with the Systemon, he'll block it with the Quadramon, killing my Systemon. We'll go red booster, having a look at top 4. They'll grab the really forgetting names here, the Digimon evolution, and then just another red booster here. I'll have a look at top 4. There's a second Dorbickmon. I'm probably going to have to grab it, but it's probably lights out at this point with the Examon already on the board, potentially doing lots of checks and pushing out his Dracmon too. He can punch with the Dracmon, punch with the Quadramon, and then punch, unsuspend, and punch with the Examon, and that is game. Very cleanly wrapped up by the Examon deck, And it's really no surprise considering just how much of a powerhouse it is in this format against a very rogue meme deck like Dorbick OTK. I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.